Well, everyone, thank you so much today for coming over to our first Tea Talk Tuesday. It might not be on Tuesday, but we'll start with Tea Talk Tuesday. Yeah, really excited to have Joe Geni with us today. This Tea Talk Tuesday is not really a lecture. It's meant for just having a discussion and a reflection on a certain topic. Open discussion. We don't all agree with everyone, but it's just meant for us to spur conversations with tea. And our first drink of the tea today is our Dry Hop Echo Green. It has a little bit of umami taste as well as some osmanthus. It is mainly meant to help us focus and be calm and reclaim time that really matters for what we want to do. Alright, so without further ado, we'll start our first talk with Joe Geni. Joe Geni has been working at the UN for over 14 years, and he worked 7 years as a journalist, and his current position is actually as a speechwriter for Japan at the United Nations. And everything that he talks about is just at his own personal opinion and capacity. It doesn't reflect the UN, but it's just for us to have a good, engaging conversation. Cool. So without further ado, we'll start off today with our talk. Our topic today is why can't we have world peace? That's a very, very simple question, but also very difficult question. But before we kind of start off the conversation, we'll start off asking everyone in the audience, what does peace mean? And we'll start with Joe. Joe, what does peace mean to you?
So there's two terms that people bandy about in the UN about this. It's negative peace and positive peace. Negative peace is the absence of conflict. It's just people aren't fighting, but that doesn't mean they like each other. Positive peace is where you have justice, equity, people getting along. And so, for instance, the island of Cyprus is divided. There's the Turkish Cypriots in the north and the Greek Cypriots in the south, and there was a war, and now there's a UN peacekeeping force along the border between them. But they haven't agreed on what should happen with Cyprus. And because of that, it's not a positive peace, it's a negative peace. They're not fighting, they haven't been fighting since 1974, but they also haven't made any progress negotiating since 1974, and so we're just kind of stuck. By contrast, positive peace is things sort of Central Europe after the Second World War. Germany and France being allies, being friends the way that they are, was unthinkable 100 years ago. But that is what has happened. That's positive peace. So for me, that's like the ideal that you get to. But the biggest thing, at least for me, from peace is the absence of fear. If people are afraid, there can be no peace. But if people are not afraid, if they don't fear that other groups are going to dominate them or terrorize them, then you can get along with that. And that's the most important thing. It's, as Yoda said, fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to the dark side. So the absence of fear is the number one real foundation of what peace is. That's my take.
I think peace is something that it's a very difficult concept for all of us to grasp with because throughout human civilization, we've never really achieved peace at this scale until the past 70 years, relatively speaking. So it's all about compromises and kind of like with a similarity to democracy, but if everyone is unhappy, that's probably pretty good peace. Because if one side is very happy, then everyone else is not very happy. And it's that balance of us trying to strike how unhappy everyone is. I think that's my definition of peace.
There's the phrase, all we need is political will. I don't like this phrase because what it usually means, if somebody says, all we need is political will, what they mean is, all I need is for you to abandon all the things you're insisting on and agree to what I'm insisting on. So I think of it better as like this. It's all we need is to figure out how to align our interests and desires. Like what do I need? What must I have? What must you have? How can I work together? Rather than just having someone like keel over and capitulate. I mean, this happens. There are great wars that are fought and just brutal subjugations. And occasionally that has to happen, like the Second World War. But the whole point of the international system today is so that it does not